Morning. Today is Friday, July 23rd, Erev Shabbat Parshat Vaetchanan, Shabbos Nachamu. Shabbos Nachamu. Shabbos that we hear God's call to everyone to share comfort. I wanted to talk about some exciting events that have happened in the world in the past 2 weeks, and two individuals who have broken through a ceiling, right? Broken through what was presumed to be a barrier, and now have opened up new vistas, it would seem, right? And you might think that my reference is to Richard Branson and Elon Musk, but it's not. I mean, yes, of course, it's been a fascinating few weeks with these new ways to enter space and the possibility of commercial space traffic, or at least whatever they're interested in accomplishing. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually more interested in the moment to the accomplishments of Jacob Steinmetz and Eli Kligman. Who are they, you ask? They are two young Jewish men who have broken through a ceiling, a glass ceiling, within days of one another. Jacob Steinmetz from Woodmere, first picked to join a Major League Baseball team, all 17 years old. And then a few days later, Eli Kligman of Las Vegas, also chosen. And it's fascinating and wonderful that we find ourselves as Jews at this juncture, where people who are observant can find their way into areas that they never thought that they would find themselves. But of course, it also raises serious challenges to be an observant Jew and entering Major League Baseball. And it's a challenge that's right there in front of us in this morning's Torah reading, or tomorrow's Torah reading, where Moshe repeats God's words, or at this point, it's repeating God's words. The people hear from God the commandment, Shamor et Yom HaShabbat l'kadsho. Shamor et Yom HaShabbat l'kadsho. Observe Shabbos, to sanctify it. And we understand Shamor to mean the whole cluster, 39 melachot, of the 39 areas of labor that are forbidden on Shabbat. And what can a Jew do and not do on Shabbos when they want to play baseball? So there was a lot of Kiddush Hashem that happened these past 2 weeks. Really sanctification of God's name as things were being discussed. I saw one interview, excuse me, with Steinmetz, who was talking about the fact that he doesn't travel on Shabbos, so he'll have to stay in a hotel, and he won't then do any straight out malacha on Shabbat. That would be forbidden, right? So what's interesting is that it's not clear that that's what everybody was choosing to do. And from what I read up on the other young man, Eli Kligman, who apparently, both these guys are awesome ball players. He plays shortstop, but he's kind of shifted himself to also playing catcher, because playing catcher would enable him more likely to not have to play on Shabbat altogether, which is what he intends as his practice. He won't be a Shabbos player. And what you have right in front of you there are the challenges right there in front of you, and decisions that are being made in real time by two young men, and we just wish them well, and we wish them strength in all of their lives, about how they're going to engage with the thing that obviously one part of them, which is deeply important, and that is baseball, and another part of them which is deeply important, and that is their religious life. And so I just put out for us the challenge. There's a lot of chatter. I had a chance I stopped reading, actually, in one of my rabbinic listservs that I'm involved, about whether this is a Kiddush Hashem or a Chillul Hashem, this whole business. Is it good for the Jews, bad for the Jews, good for God, bad for God? What it puts out there is a reflection time for individuals. I'll put it that way, reflection time for individuals, about how we hold multiple important things in our lives. And even though, in all likelihood, one can avoid transgressing a Torah prohibition, playing baseball on Shabbos, and so will skirt Shamor at Yom HaShabbat L'Kadsho. The harder part is the Zachor at Yom HaShabbat L'Kadsho, right? Zachor, remember the Sabbath day, which is the other contour of the experience. What does it mean to have to take Shabbos into you, and to appreciate the value of Shabbat and what it means to be involved in Shvita and rest, and the spirit of Shabbat, the Ruach Shabbat? That's another piece of this puzzle which is real. It's something that we always think about. We raise our kids here in our community. We have an Eruv that allows us to carry, and the challenge of the balance of what our kids do and don't do on Shabbos. I think most of us have been relatively open in letting our kids play ball on Shabbos together. Not competitive ball, but other types of ball. But we should understand that's a complicated decision. It's a complicated decision. Because somewhere in there we haven't, we've missed something on the Ruach Shabbat component, the spirit of Shabbos. And of course, everything depends on an age, the general milieu of life, the age of a person, where they're coming from in all of this, and where they're heading towards, and how they group dynamics. They're all, part of a delicate balance. One thing's for sure. We won't achieve anything religiously if we are just Shamor at Yom HaShabbat people who just insist, here are those rules, because they're going to be hard. They're going to be hard for people to accept in well enough. And Shamor at Yom HaShabbat had to always come hand in hand, or maybe hand in glove. That's a better reference, right? Hand in glove with Zachor. And part of our educational challenge, both as parents or as a community and as rabbis, is to try to help convey something about Ruach Shabbat and how to fill Shabbat with a certain type of spirit, right? That's where work has to happen. It's as if Shamor just couldn't work by itself, but Zachor has to be there alongside. So again, I'm leaving aside the difficult decisions that these two young men and any others who might follow in their footsteps are going to need to be making. But it offers us a chance to reflect once more on essentials and the conversation that happens between rules, prohibitions that exist, and goals that we're trying to achieve, higher goals and spiritual goals, and the need to make sure that that we Orthodox Jews, for the most part, are pretty good at setting out those rules, but we have much more work to do about the spirit, and that's the Zachor. So this is an opportunity for more conversation, right, folks? And for us to think about for ourselves, what's our Shabbos home like? What's our Shabbos experience like? Not in a judgmental way, but as an opportunity to think about how to enrich it and to make it compelling in ways that as our youngsters get older, it won't only feel as choices are being made by them or for them about some of the things they might do, that we've filled them with something of great spiritual value as they make those decisions. We wish these two young men luck in their decisions, and we do hope that this will be good for the Jews and good for God along the way. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.